Multi-use or single-use solutions? This is a question for all areas of care home management. In some countries, this is a question when buying bedpans and urine bottles, and it has consequences for the disposal and cleaning systems used too. Let's take a closer look at two of them. A macerator mushes up single-use care utensils with their contents and feeds the remnants into the refuse and wastewater systems. The appliance itself is relatively cheap to purchase. It is said to be quick and easy to use and, since everything is single-use, also hygienic. Item in, lid shut, done. But does it really work out that way? What has not been thought of here? The ongoing costs of constantly buying disposable products. The employee hours required. Someone has to keep an eye on stocks, place the orders and distribute them. In addition to that reliance on supply chains, there may be additional costs for storage space and, in some municipalities, waste disposal as well. After all, this mountain of disposable items has to be discarded into the wastewater system. There may be some handling issues too. The cardboard prevents assessment of urine quantity and appearance. And if you tipped it into a beaker to measure, what would you do with the beaker afterwards? The instability of the material can also increase the contamination risk for staff and surroundings, and people often try to improve stability by stacking several bedpans, increasing costs even further. For safe handling of bedpans in residence beds, for example, plastic holders are needed, which have to be manually disinfected after every use to prevent the transfer of pathogens from one residence bed to another. Even the machine itself can become a source of contamination risk if the maceration chamber is not regularly, reliably, and correctly disinfected with disinfectants. Not to mention the possible smell, which can be minimized using chemicals, which slightly increases the rather low operating costs. In the moment, mistakes can happen quickly. A glove, a sanitary pad, or a pair of scissors falls into the macerator and blocks up the system. This kind of interruption to service can wreak havoc on the daily work routine. Every minute they stand before disposal can increase the chances of wet care utensils disintegrating and the contents leaking out. It's not only the system itself that can be susceptible to blockages. The wastewater pipes can also become blocked. After all, the wastewater system is designed for liquids, not macerated solids. That is why many countries already have a legal ban on solids being allowed to enter the sewage system. Such blockages can not only drive up repair costs, but also damage the wider sewage system in general. With all that in mind, it is no wonder that the majority of facilities already use a different, more sustainable system, cleaning reusable care utensils in washer-disinfectors. A washer-disinfector may be more expensive to buy and use a little more energy and water. However, it can be assumed that the purchase will pay for itself after a certain period of time compared to a macerator. In case of the National University Hospital in Singapore, it did after 1 year. Why? Using a washer-disinfector removes the repeated costs of disposable utensils because long-life reusable utensils can be employed instead. And there is no need for additional storage space or employee hours. One advantage in handling using transparent plastic utensils enables assessment of urine quantity and appearance. Plus, plastic and stainless steel care utensils have much better stability, and they are safer. They won't bend, and nothing can soak through and seep out. They also have covers to prevent splashback. The reusable utensils are emptied when the machine door is shut. Then there is an effective cleaning process and steam disinfection that even removes C. difficile spores. This all takes place in a closed, steam-tight, odorless system using a tested and documented process. Plus, the hot steam is fed through the whole water supply system, pipes, nozzles, water tank, to disinfect it. That means there is no contamination risk from the cleaned utensils or the machine itself. Washer-disinfectors have no delicate maceration mechanism, so they are less breakdown prone, keeping repair costs low, and the in-house technician can carry out maintenance once trained. There is also no risk of blocking the wastewater pipes. Unlike with a macerator, no additional waste is produced to add to the wastewater. That makes a washer disinfector more sustainable. And not only that, in the long term, calculated over several years, it can cost significantly less than a disposable system. All in all, a washer disinfector offers cutting-edge technology to constantly monitor the disinfection process, which translates to hygiene safety for staff and residents.
MEIKO, the clean solution.